Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this gluten-free and vegan cherry almond cake. Let's begin. To get started on the recipe, you'll want to make an alternative buttermilk. So to do this, you just take your alternative milk, add in some vinegar, give it a good mix, then set aside until needed a little later on. I like to leave mine for 5 to 7 minutes, but you may need more or less time. While that's doing its thing, grab yourself a large mixing bowl and add in your ground almonds, followed by your gluten-free self-rising flour. Then add in your gluten-free raisin agents as well, not forgetting to add in your sugar, and give this all a good mix until it's combined. You don't necessarily need to do this, but I like to do it as it just helps to combine everything a little earlier on, so then there's no lumps or anything. Passing through a sieve if you wanted or needed it. Then you can add in the vegan buttermilk alternative that we made, followed by the oil, and I also added some almond extract, but I didn't record that part. And then just give it all a good mix until you have a cake mixture. It will be a very liquid mixture, and this is completely normal due to the amount of milk that has been added into this, or buttermilk I should say. Then once you're happy with the consistency, you can go ahead and give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. So make sure you get the very top and bottom of the bowl, but since I did this with a hand mixer, the chances of ingredients being there are a little less, so that's great. But if you're using a stand mixer, give it a good scrape. Then transfer the cake batter into an 8-inch cake tin, which has been lined with some parchment paper. I do recommend putting paper around the sides of the tin, but I only put it in the base, but my cake turned out fine. Then add in the first weight of cherries and just fold those into the liquid mixture, and they will sink to the bottom. That's completely normal with this cake due to it being so liquid. Then you can go ahead and top this cake with some flaked almonds. I'm using some lightly toasted ones I had from another recipe a little earlier on, and I just scatter those on top. And then I also just sprinkle over some cherries. Cutting them in half will help them not sink so badly, but you do you and whatever. But then you can go and place this into your preheated oven and bake it off. I will leave all the baking times, temperatures and everything else that you will need to make this recipe in the blog post, which will be linked down below, so don't forget to check it out if you are interested. So here is what the cake looks like once it's freshly baked and out of the oven. I've allowed it to cool for a bit. Then I like to leave it just so it's fully cold and I can cut it up much easier. Cut it into as many or as few pieces as you would like. I went with 8, but feel free to cut it into more or less. That's completely up to you and how many people you want it to serve. As it's a gluten-free cake, you might find the texture a little off, but this is completely normal, but it's not too bad, believe me, I know. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. I'll be linked to this recipe, a link to my blog and links to my social medias. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.